I am your host, Shawn Walchef. This is a Cali BBQ Media production. Today, we are talking about email, email campaigns. So this is the Rising Tide community. We started this community on the social audio app Clubhouse back during the pandemic. We meet twice a week, every Wednesday, every Friday. We're live on YouTube, live on LinkedIn, live on Facebook. If you're on one of those platforms, please share this. If you know somebody that's interested in marketing, especially restaurant marketing, today we have Matt Plapp, the CEO, Chief Energy Officer of America's Best Restaurants. He is our special guest. We also have a roundtable where we bring up our community, people that are been participating on Clubhouse, on LinkedIn Live, and now on the live stream. This is your show. This is a chance for you to come up, ask your questions, share your story. The more people we have participating in the show, the better the conversation. So without further ado, Matt Plapp, America's Best Restaurant, Cali BBQ. We are a proud client of America's Best Restaurant. Today we are going to talk about one of the things that I love so much. I know so many people don't enjoy email. Let's start there. Matt, why do people not love email as much as you and me?
Wow. I don't know. I think when you say people don't love it, I'm going to go ahead and assume like restaurant owners, and I think
Yes, let's start. Let's niche down and
I
let's
just
talk
I just
restaurant
think they
owners.
don't understand the value of it.
Okay,
And
that's
I
good.
remember I had a seminar series back in 2010 that I was doing on behalf of Constant Contact here in the Cincinnati area called Email Marketing is Not Dead. Because in 2010, that's what everyone was saying. Oh, email's done. It's seen its last it's last century. It's gone. It's going to be gone in a couple years because of social media. And here we are 15 years later, and we've got clients getting 50 to 60% open rates, seeing 20 to 30 grand a week in sales from email campaigns. And so it's not gone anywhere. My daughter, who's a college senior, emails me all the time. Her bill for college, her parking tickets go to her email. And so it is
Uh,
alive and well. I just think that we don't like what we don't understand and what we don't see value out of. And so if we don't see value out of it, we haven't seen, you know, 100% proof of something, then we tend to just ignore it.
High level, who are you? What do you believe? And what's America's Best Restaurants? What are you guys doing? I know you just acquired a software company.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you. I mean, I'll share a quick story for the audience that doesn't know. I actually listened to Matt Plapp on a podcast with Eric Cacciatore. So he was doing a show, Restaurant Unstoppable. Shout out to Eric. We have a huge podcast network of restaurateurs, hospitality professionals, business owners that also host shows. But I heard Matt on a show, and actually the thing that caused me, my call to action, was you talking about me as a restaurant owner. Yes, having email, but you started talking about my own personal emails. Like Shawn, as the restaurant owner, in my Gmail inbox, I have so many contacts that I haven't put them into a database to say, hey, maybe they want to buy from me. Maybe they want to learn about, maybe not even about the restaurant. Maybe they want to learn about the media business and what are we offering for business clients and how are we helping them launch YouTube shows and podcasts. And it was such an aha moment where I was like, I got to talk to Matt. And, fast forward, we've had shows together. Own Their Phones is a show that you can still go and find valuable content. The Walchef Wolfpack went out to America's Best Restaurant HQ in Kentucky. And we've had this great relationship. We're a client now, but I'm really excited to get back to email because, as you said, email's not dead. So high level, who's Matt Plapp? What do you believe? And then we're going to give some email tips, and then we're going to bring up the community. So go for it.
So my name is Matt Plapp. I am married 25 years with my wife for 29 now. We have two kids, Paige and Cole. They are 22 and 20. Cole edits and posts all of my content. He
Amazing.
dropped out of college because he went to college, didn't see value in it, and said, Dad, what do I do? I said, come work for me. And so he's here, trains all of our employees in our gym, and he runs my personal social media. And
Awesome.
then professionally wise, I'm the chief energy officer, CEO. I went with that about, I don't know, a year or two ago because I love energy. I'm a vibrant guy. I'm a guy that's excited about a lot of things in life, and the glass is always 90% full, right? So the company, we have two companies, America's Best Restaurants and Driver. America's Best Restaurants is our media company. We film at about 800 restaurants a year. Currently today, we have two Mercedes-Benz in two different states filming at four different restaurants. And we run that media company out of our headquarters here. We have 49 full-time employees here and about 15 out and about other places. And then the other part of it is Driver. which was a combination of a software called Repeat Returns that we bought and our marketing firm, Restaurant Marketing That Works, that we merged into one company. It is two-pronged. It is one, it's loyalty. Like it integrates. You're a Toast guy. It integrates with Toast. It takes over Toast loyalty and makes it a higher level loyalty. And then we have our customer acquisition program, which helps find and identify consumers in and around your restaurant that should be eating with you. So what do I believe in? I believe one simple phrase: money follows attention. My number one restaurant, Barleycorns, I've been eating at since 1982. It's a long time, almost on a weekly basis. In the matter of 3 months, I quit eating there back in 2022. Why? Not because the food was bad, not because the service was bad, because I started driving my car a different route and I stopped passing their sign. And I'll never forget, my daughter comes back from college. It's December of 2022. She goes, hey, let's go to Barleycorns, get some dock style wings. We scoot up there and I go, man, we haven't been here like 3 months. And she's like, why'd they piss you off? Bad food, bad service? I go, no, it's always phenomenal. My wife goes, it's your stupid car. What do you mean my car? She goes, am I giving you the stay-at-home mom giving you a marketing lesson? I go, well, apparently drop it on me, mama. She's like, you started driving the Lambo to the office every day as a motivation thing. And so you quit driving it down 42 because my house, my gym, and my office are on the same road. And you started going on the expressway. And when you start going on the expressway, you don't drive past Barleycorns anymore. And so when you're on the way home and I call you and say, what's for dinner? Barleycorn sign was always top of mind. A restaurant I've eaten chicken wings at since 1982
Yep.
that my dad had insured that has amazing food. I stopped going because they failed to keep my attention. Their social media sucks. They don't have email marketing that gets my attention. They don't have a text program I'm in. They don't have a birthday program. They don't even know who the hell I am,
Yep.
which is crazy because I'm loud, obnoxious. I always wear an orange shirt. They should know the guy that comes in every week and gets dock style
Uh,
wings, Saratoga chips, barbecue sauce, and blue cheese on the side.
they should, and
And
that they don't.
that all happened because they failed to keep my attention. I think that's why a lot of marriages go awry. One or the other loses the attention. So I strongly believe in the term money follows attention. And our company operates off an acronym ABR, not America's Best Restaurants. Pretty savvy there. Attract, build, retain. If you
Yep.
attract the attention of people who should know about you and you build a relationship with them, then you retain them. If you ABR it and you just keep doing that on autopilot, you will get there. And I strongly believe that email marketing is one of the easiest ways to do that. And it's also free.
Can you tell us a quick story, high level, about email campaigns that work?
Can I give you a funny one?
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely.
This is when I learned everything we've done right and we've done wrong. It's because they've done it wrong.
For sure.
This was like one of the funniest ones ever. So we had this client of ours, company called Fix Reed. It was a furniture company in Cincinnati. This goes back to like 2010, 11, 12-ish. This guy was a really eccentric dude. When I say eccentric, I'm like eccentric, crazy guy. And calls me up one day and he's like, Matt, where are you at? And I unfortunately was in his neighborhood. He
Yeah.
goes, swing by the office. I got an email campaign idea. And he had this rule. He had 128 independent sales reps that sold his furniture to furniture stores. And I identified his best path to success was getting their attention more often. That if you were top of mind with those reps more often, when they went on their routes, they would recommend your product to the furniture stores. And it worked. So we would do email campaigns through Constant Contact back then, but we would do them uniquely.
Yep.
Nobody ever answered Gene's phone calls. And so I said, Gene, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the emails. I'm going to sit here with you and do them. And you're going to watch the window, the screen as people open them. You're going to dial their phone number. They're going to be freaked out like, oh my God, I just looked at his email. They're not going to make the connection knowing you're watching them open the email. And sure enough, he went from never having sales rep answer his phone to having every sales rep answer the phone. And he would call them during the emails going out. We would watch it like for a couple hours. It was like watching a stock ticker.
Yep.
But one day he gets this idea. He's like, hey, come by the office. I got an awesome idea. So I come by the office. And he's like, here it is. And he shows me this picture of a fire. I want to send this with a subject line, lighting a fire on you. And he's like, I got another email tomorrow that you got to come back and send that'll follow up to this. I'm like, what? Just trust me, Matt. Trust me. I'm like, okay, whatever. Do it. Didn't do the job of testing any embedded links in the picture. Send the email out. Phone starts ringing instantly. Like he's not calling. They're calling in. Gene, great email. They're like hype. And I'm like, looking at this email, like, what is wrong with these guys? Are they hit by a car? Like, is something brain dead with them? And I'm looking at it's a picture of the fire. And then I click it, and it goes to the hardest core porn site you've ever seen in your entire
Oh
life.
no. Oh no.
Well, this was back early email days where you could upload a picture and it didn't scrub the links. Apparently, he had
Yep.
found this on Google or Yahoo, and it was from some adult site.
Oh no.
And so it was funny. I remember my lesson out of that was number one, we have to test stuff before we send it out. But
Yep.
number two, it's like, it's not that people aren't opening or engaging your email. It's that what you're sending them isn't hitting the button for them.
Yep.
Apparently, thank goodness, these 128 sales reps were mostly old dudes looking for that type of content. And so to me, that's what it's all about. It's all about what you're sending out. It's there. I mean, email costs nothing really. I mean, I don't even know. You got a Gmail account, it's free that if you use it correctly, it's probably no damn cost to it at all from a consumer standpoint. And so it's a huge opportunity. And there's two big elements though. Number one, you've got to actually put something in place to gather the emails of the people
Yep.
who are eating at your restaurant or should be. And then two, you've got to use it responsibly.
I love that. Let's go ahead and bring up our community, the Rising Tide community. This is a live show. It's always better with more voices on stage, more leaders up here. Let's start with our friend Troy Hooper, one of our digital hospitality leaders. Troy Hooper, who are you? What do you believe? And share an email story.
Troy Hooper, CEO of Hot Palate America, parent company of Pepper Lunch Restaurants, co-CEO of the brand globally. We've got 533 stores in 17 countries. We are currently adding 70 here in the U.S., 6 on Mongolia, 5 in Taiwan. Announcements are about to just fall out of the sky all over the place. We have 3 restaurants opening in the next 5 weeks, 4 in the next 8 weeks, 6 in the next 120 days. So it's going to be crazy.
So
what do I believe? I have a podcast. Check out my name on LinkedIn. Look for the Pineapple Perspective wherever you listen and watch things on YouTube and Spotify. What do I believe? I believe a rising tide raises all ships. I mean, at the end of the day, this community is phenomenal. I missed all shows last week, and I'm just, I can't even. It feels like it's been a month since we chatted. And by the way, it's a great brain break. It's a great brain exercise to talk with all of you. So I just believe in the power of community, the power of crowdsourcing, and the support that comes from all that as well. It's phenomenal. Email story. I believe in emailing until people unsubscribe. I mean, look, 1 or 2 a week. I think you got to play with when you send them out. I'm a practical, tactical guy. Please don't send me an email on Monday. It takes me some time to get revved up for the week. I'd say Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, definitely Friday, midday, mid-afternoon. I'm having lunch. I'm thinking about whether I go get a drink at 3 or 4 or 5 that day, to wind up the week. I don't mind. I think emails on weekends are not impossible. They may get buried, but anyway, I like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I believe, for us, as we're communicating to prospects in the franchising world, 1 to 2 a week, I'm very comfortable with. I think more than that, it's too much. I think the message has to be valuable. I think you got to tell me something I want to know, educate me, entertain me, or intrigue me with something about you and your business. I love the Gary Vee model. Don't talk about yourself. Don't talk about your business. Just talk about other things. Talk about things that interest you, things that you're into, things you're looking at, trends, uh, your opinions about things that businesses are doing in your industry. Talk about the other things. Let people click on your face, click on your name, learn about your company organically. I think it's more interesting that way.
What software do you use from the franchisor perspective, and then what do you use at Pepper Lunch? Let's get into the tech stack.
Yeah, so today we use MailChimp.
Wow. How many emails do you have on MailChimp?
Well, wait a minute.
That's a big bill. Let's save some costs, baby.
Because
Let's
I
do
have
it.
not been able to come out behind the curtain yet. We built our own within our own franchise operating system that will be available on the market in 3 weeks, actually.
Sweet.
So, some announcements are coming, and I don't know whether probably the first week of February I'll come on here and share another business and title and additional things we're doing. But we've built an internal franchise operating system that we're going to make available to the market. But ultimately, it has its own CRM marketing management tools. email marketing engine within it. So we won't be using that third party
When
off the shelf kind of thing like a MailChimp.
When I heard MailChimp, I almost was going to ask if it was like Troy Hooper at AOL.com for a minute.
Yeah, I hear you, Matt. Well, so we're weaning off of it. We're getting off the MailChimp.
And Pepper Lunch, what do you guys use?
Yeah, the same thing.
Same Pepper Lunch? How many emails do you guys have for Pepper Lunch?
Millions.
Our database is 20,000.
Really?
But
how many locations?
They're parsed into groups, right? So when we do emails, we do emails to groups. And I don't know that any one group, I think the largest group's 3,500.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hey, Shawn, you want to know what's funny about the karma of things is my blog post today, blog post 274. I've been blogging for the last almost year now, coming up on.
I love
was
it.
about the send time of an email. I got an email Monday at 6:06 a.m.
Yes.
And the whole idea was you have to email people when that you've got mail is an opportunity where they're going to be checking it instead of being archived because they're one of 50 emails I wake up to.
Yeah,
100%.
to your point, Matt, you'll get buried. You know, I get on average 250 emails a day across 7 emails that all go to one place. And it's getting easy to get buried, you know, and I just mass click, like I unsubscribe. My assistant tries to help clean out my box. There's a lot of that junk I'm not going to see, but I think you're right. The same with my LinkedIn, right? 5:15 to 5:30 in the morning. If I don't get it done by 6:45 in the morning, I don't post that day. If I post at 7, it may as well be 7 in the morning and 7 at night. Nobody sees it. So engagement, to your point, is when are people like at 4:30 in the morning, 4:30 to 5 a.m. I open my phone, I check my email. That's the first thing I do from bed. Okay, what are the priorities? What came in overnight? What mattered? So I think you have to be thoughtful and play with that. Test it, right?
Great
well,
point.
And if Shawn mentioned TechSafe, you have the right technology, you don't have to play with it. Like this isn't a PSA, but this something blew my mind. Like I mentioned, we bought Repeat Returns last year and now it's Driver. One of the features I had never seen and still haven't seen anywhere is that when people are in that program, let's say you're using Toast Loyalty, and they're tied in with Driver, the system looks at 90 days and finds when they open their emails. And so if we program an email to go out Sunday afternoon, but the program says, no, Matt opens Tuesday at 4 p.m., it goes out Tuesday at 4 p.m. It knows when you've engaged in your last 90 days emails. It's called the Smart Send option. I had never seen that. Still haven't seen it anywhere else. But I'm sure there's other technology that can even optimize that even further.
That's awesome.
Hey Matt, I think you owe me an introduction to a salesperson for your software. So please don't miss out on that opportunity.
There you go. This is how we close the gap. Is we're on a live show. There's no better way to do business than on a live show. So yes, Matt will follow up with Troy. Elizabeth Doss, welcome to the stage. Can you share who are you? What are you working on a Wednesday? And give us an email story.
Yeah, sure. So I am currently working on onboarding a new client, a social media client. So I'm super excited about that and starting to brainstorm and all the creative parts, especially when someone's like, here, take it. And so that's a lot of fun. But my main thing is I'm a motion graphic designer, and I create animated GIFs for brands and businesses to use across social media with stickers and all of the things to build community and increase engagement. And topmost is to bring joy across it. And so we're talking emails. Something that Matt mentioned was, people thinking that with emails, with social media, email's not as important. But one thing you have to remember is that social media is rented space. You do not own that audience. We're seeing that with TikTok right now. If you haven't migrated that audience to a place where you own the connection there, and you do that trade-off with lead magnets and other things to get people on board. But if TikTok gets banned in the next little bit, people may lose that audience and they won't know how to find them or where to go. And so making sure that you think through that and start to collect that and build that community on your side of things. And I just, I know I mentioned this last week in our conversation about gifts, but one thing, but because I'm very much under conviction in this conversation because I don't I'm horrible at my own email list, and I feel like I need to put the box of shame like bag over my head, like that I should not be allowed to speak up. But it's good to be in these conversations to make sure you get yourself in gear. But with as far as email goes and the expertise that I have of embedding GIFs within it, you can hyperlink GIFs within email, just like the story that you told, which, oh my God, anyway, we're going to move on. But let's say if you have a video that you're wanting to play on, a longer video or whatever, but you're wanting to put that in your email, you can actually have a GIF that has a play button on it that has you moving just a little bit. And people will click on the play button, but it actually opens up the video. Because anytime you open an email and something is changing color, moving, alternating through different images, and it's active as soon as you open, it's not a video because you actually have to click on a video for it to activate. GIFs are just a way for you to have that little bit of motion going. And then my last thing with this is there's a watercolor artist that I follow. And what I love is that she embeds a GIF in her email that is a mini tutorial. It's a looping little moment of how to paint this bird. So I open up all of her emails because the value that I'm going to get, it's not just her selling something else that she's doing. She's showing me rather than telling me that. And how could you think of your product in that way of how could I offer a little bit of value here in the bottom? So maybe if it's a restaurant, how to heat up your leftovers, like a certain dish that you have, or how could you offer a piece of value so when they go to open it, it's not just sell only, but there's something there that they're getting in return for opening that. And so those are some of my thoughts, but I'll hand it back to you, Shawn.
That's amazing. Hey, Matt, do you have custom America's Best Restaurant GIFs? Yes, you do.
We have a whole bunch of Matt Plapp ones, and we're working more and more on them. But I love the video one because we do a lot of emails. We have, I don't know, 50 to 60,000 emails that go out a week for our different 10 salespeople in our marketing. And you're spot on that if I saw it, a lot of people are going to think it's a video. Yeah. In fact, it looks like it. That's genius. Thank you. I'm stealing that right now.
And you do have to put a play button on it, I think, for visually for people to think that they need to click on it. Anyway.
That's genius.
Matt, we got a question from Mike, the producer. Subject lines.
Yeah.
Can you share thoughts?
Be honest, be straightforward. Don't be deceiving. I hate it when I get an email that says, it looks like they replied to my thing, like RE ... this. I'm like, come on. Like I didn't reply to this. But also you've got to be smart with what is going to get blocked in spam filters. Like if you're giving me a free pizza or you're saying win this, a lot of things are going to get blocked there. But I would A, B, C, D, E, F test it. Like do this email one week, the next week tweak it. Something I've found from a business to business standpoint that's been that's worked. And I actually got it from my first million podcast was if I'm trying to communicate, let's say with Troy Hooper, I'll do an email that the subject line is, pepper lunch : need to talk to you. And so when you see your name, you're more attracted to it. But yeah, just be honest with what the message is about. One of my favorite promotions do every year on social media. We do a lot of campaigns called engagement campaigns. They're not about selling food. Like Troy talked about, like, why are they in their inbox? And in Mother's Day, the month before Mother's Day, our team with our clients will send emails out that say, hey, let's celebrate Mother's Day. Well, number one, it's in April. People are like, why am I getting a Mother's Day email in the middle of April? But then the email goes on to talk about click here, go to Facebook, comment on our post, a memory of you and your mom that's special. And let's celebrate moms for 4 weeks, not one day. If you have a subject line that says, open to win, it might get blocked. It might not be relevant. But if you have something that's like, let's celebrate Mother's Day, ... But you want to be relevant like a newspaper. The headline of the article goes down to the subheadline, goes to the first paragraph.
Before you change talking about the Mother's Day, one of the things that America's Best Restaurants does a great job for Cali BBQ is changing the types of posts that we post on Facebook specifically. And it's too important for me to let you skip over it. But can you talk about the campaigns that you do on behalf of your restaurant clients to get people to comment or to say something? People like Facebook specifically, we don't think of it as a two-way street. We think of it as, oh, we're a media company, we're publishing, we're pushing. But what you guys have done is like, no, let's have a conversation. And those conversations become very valuable, and the amount of comments is amazing.
Social media is all about conversations. I was talking to Zach Oates the other day with Ovation.
Ovation, shout out. He's coming on the show on Friday.
Zach's
Mr. Zach Oates.
We were talking about the fact that people don't reply to reviews. Like, you wouldn't walk through a restaurant and, like, Shawn's the owner of Cali BBQ, and I'm sitting there just crushing some barbecue, and Shawn walks up and I go, dude, your barbecue rocks. Shawn's not going to just keep walking. He's going to stop and be hospitable and engage me. Well, people don't do that online. And one thing we found also on the Facebook side of it is you have to get people to comment. I mean, I explained this to a friend the other day who's not social media savvy, because he was trying to understand why engagement is so important to the algorithm. So I want you to imagine this. You get let's go back 30 years. The Cincinnati Enquirer lands in your front driveway of your house. You walk out and get it. Imagine if the next day the Enquirer knew what articles you actually read, and the paper came the next day with those articles on the front page. That's what social media is. They're constantly refreshing your timeline based on what you stop, you click, you engage with. Well, restaurants, as much as, Pepper Lunch might have the greatest food ever, I might freaking love it, I don't need to see a picture every day of the same damn food. One day it might be the food. The next day it might be, hey, who's winning the big game this Sunday? Comment below Cincinnati or Kansas City, and let's give a winner a $25 gift card, something like that. Mother's Day. I love it. People always do Mother's Day buffet. I always joke, if your restaurant actually should get Mother's Day business and has to market for Mother's Day business, probably not a good place for Mother's Day. So if the month before Mother's Day, you should be marketing Mother's Day just to get people thinking about your restaurant. And you don't do it with a buffet. You put a post up of you and your mom and say, this is my mom. She's my foundation. She's what got me here. Here's a story about her. Please comment below with something about your mom and a picture that is in your phone. And next thing you know, what happens? Your kids, Shawn, you're an amazing father, and you've got kids that are always around. They're little. I guarantee your wife and her camera roll has the first day of school the last 5 years. She has their Halloween post. So like Halloween this next year, the week after Halloween, restaurants should get on there and go, hey, here's a picture of the little ones from our restaurant and their mom and dads. Share in the comments the pictures of your little ones. Now, it has nothing to do with your food.
Yep.
But you get attention, you get engagement, you show up on their timeline more often. And if you show up more often, they're top of mind, you're renting space in their mind.
I love it. Let's bring up our next guest, Eric Farrell, in the house, Word Kitchen. Who are you? What are you working on a Wednesday? And share an email story.
Hey guys, I'm Eric Farrell. I run the wordkitchen.com, copywriter and ghostwriter for the hospitality industry. And I'm building this more and more toward email marketing. So this is exactly where I need to be. I'm excited to learn a lot from this conversation. Emails. Oh God, I'm signed up for so many. I have probably 18 different email addresses, all used for different things. Yeah, they're sorted. I know. Shawn's like, oh God, just have one email address and pick folders. No, No, I need stuff that I can like throw away to this thing I didn't really want to sign up for, and this one I didn't really want to sign up for. It's all over the place, but it's organized up here for now. Not to say that I don't need a better system, but that's where we are right now. So I get emails from a lot of different things, and most of them I'm intentional about what I sign up for, and a lot of them are writers that I'm learning from. I'm studying headlines. I'm studying how they build these things. The format of things fascinates me. You have people like Dan Coe that will just write huge bricks of text for hours and hours and will not care that the internet says don't do that. But it works for him, and he's got billions of subscribers, and everything that he puts out just works. And then there's Nicholas Cole that says short, sweet, 1-3-1-3, and that works too. So I'm always trying to engineer this and piece this together and test what's working, what isn't. And like Elizabeth, I'm better at writing for other people than I am for myself. I've got a stack of ideas for my own newsletter and a placeholder on my website for a newsletter I haven't built yet, but please don't tell the internet. So yeah, I'm here to learn. This will be fun.
Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Any questions for Matt Plapp, Eric?
Some are formulating. Come back around to me.
You got it.
And you're stressing me with more than one email. I've had Matt at mattplapp.com for 20 years. It's the only one
Yeah.
I've got. Now there are aliases like Matt at America's Best, Matt
Yep.
at Driver, and they just forward. I'll tell you a person you need to follow, Eric. I love what you mentioned, the long form content. There's a guy named Chris Rock, not the comedian. He owns a restaurant. It's Rock Pit Brewing in Orlando, Florida. He writes these, like when he became a client a while back, I saw these and I'm like, I got to see the proof these work. And then I started watching him do it, and he puts his heart into them. He tells funny jokes. He puts funny memes, and they are really long. They are everything that you would read the book not to do for restaurant marketing. But I've seen his open rates like 50, 60, 70%.
Wow.
And people, if he misses a week, they will call the restaurant like, hey, did the email not go out this week? And I'm like, that's unheard of. But he is the personality and he kills it.
That's awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking that up. Thank you.
Right on. Dean LeBay. What's up, Dean? We got you live now. Can you unmute Dean? There he is. Dean LeBay.
Okay, hey guys.
What's up?
Hey, Matt, first of all, have you lost some weight?
Yeah, I lost about 20 pounds in the last year and a half.
Yeah, I can tell. You look good, bud.
Thank you.
Listen, I kind of want to.
Hitting on me,
I'm
are
calling in from. No, I don't go that way. God, you changed my. Okay, anyway, listen. I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. First of all, I'm calling in from New Orleans. I want to ask you a couple of questions. And what you were saying, the time of day that you send an email, that's important. So, what do you recommend? And then also, where do you think the majority of the independent small to medium business restaurants, what platform do you think they're on? Is it mostly Facebook, or do you know the differential? And then, as far as capturing your emails, how's the best way to capture people's email? I know Adam would say through Wi-Fi, but I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Those couple of questions there, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so email send time. This shows my age. And by the way, thanks for the compliment. Yeah, December 26th of 2023, I looked in the mirror and I didn't like what I saw. And I made my mind up. I haven't had a soft drink since that day. I've cut out candy. I used to be a candy freak, and I would walk by. Like I got done in the hot tub last night at my house. Ironically, outside of our gym in our house is a bowl of candy. No clue why. And I would have grabbed a Reese cup from there a year and a half ago. Didn't even occur to me to grab one. So I just trimmed off that 20 pounds of fat that I had gotten from traveling and being stupid for too many years. So thank you on that. But email send time, I'm going to show my age here. When I was in high school, AOL was around, and you would be sitting in your house and your computer would go, "You've got mail." And like, oh, you run over to the computer like, holy shit, who's emailing me? I try to think about when that would happen. And so, for example, 6 a.m. on Monday morning. Yes, I get up really early. I would have saw it. 9 out of 10 consumers at 6 a.m. on a Monday morning aren't going to be in their inbox. And so I think it's key to think about when people are going to be in their inbox. Ideally, 9 to 11 a.m., 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Those are times that people are going to be alive and well doing things. And also look where it can be the closest impact on your business. If I'm Charlie and trying to sell some barbecue, it doesn't do me good to try and get somebody hungry at 6 a.m., but at 10:30 a.m. on a Tuesday, and I send an email that, I'm just hoping to drive some business that week. Now Matt Plapp's like, oh shit, barbecue sounds good. Okay, it's 10:30. Hey, let's be there at 11:30. So send it when they're either going to be closest to the point of making a decision, but also when they're not sleeping, when they're not doing stuff. And ironically, one of the worst times we've seen to send emails is like lunchtime during the week because people are at lunch. And then let's see, you talked about social media. Go ahead.
Wait a minute, man. Yeah. What if my ideal customer is a restaurant?
Okay.
What if that is my
B2B, the
B2B
B2B space.
independent, the
Yep.
small to medium?
Good question. We got a lot of great question, Dean.
Yeah. We have a lot of success with restaurants, ironically, through Facebook Messenger, that most restaurant owners are the admin on their Facebook page, and they'll reply in Messenger before they will email. And also email, you could get stuck behind 10 catering emails, and they're going to answer those catering emails before they answer the marketing guy. But I do get the most response B2B on weekends because people tend to take a little time off on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and they'll be sitting there having their coffee 11 a.m. on a Sunday and replying to emails. So we have a lot of success on weekends on B2B emails.
Great answer. Great question, Dean.
Thanks.
What was the last one? Did you have another one?
He asked 2 questions about where people are at social media wise. Restaurants, majority of them have Facebook, number 1, email, Instagram, number 2 and 3. Majority of them aren't using TikTok and YouTube and LinkedIn, and they honestly probably shouldn't because they're not using the first one correctly. And I subscribe to the analogy that if I've got the Ohio River 10 miles from me and I've got 5 half-built bridges, I'm landing in the river on every one of those bridges. Finish a bridge, dominate a bridge, and then go to the next one. So Facebook is the number 1 place I believe small mom and pop restaurants should be living, eating, sleeping, dreaming, everything they should be doing. And once they dominate that, then start going to other platforms. And gathering email, Wi-Fi is 100% an amazing way to get emails. I was at the Coffee Emporium in downtown Cincinnati this morning, and I didn't want to use my phone. So my hotspot. So I logged onto theirs. It's 45 minutes, put my email address in, click continue. They got my email. Now I'm curious if they email me. They typically don't. So we'll find that out, but there's a lot of great place to get emails. You could do a QR code. You could do a live video with a growler with a bunch of money in it. I go, hey, here's a video. Here's a growler. There's a bunch of money in here. Comment below how much money you think is in here. And we're going to get you entered to win a contest of $100. And also in Messenger, it's going to send you a message to get enrolled. And then you can automate in Messenger my email address. You could have QR codes in the restaurant that says, scan here to win $1,000. We're giving away $1,000 cash every month to somebody that scans this. And when they scan it, it goes to a landing page or it goes to Messenger and gets their name, their phone number, their email, their birthday. They click submit. And every month you get on Facebook Live, you give away $1,000. You announce the winner and you let them know the next time. So you should have in-store marketing is number 1 most important, because the most important people for a restaurant are the people already in the restaurant. So you better have a tool like Wi-Fi marketing, like a contest, like a loyalty point of sale. Number 2 is your website. Everybody that orders on your website. I mean, I found a restaurant the other day. They're online ordering somehow. The emails are going nowhere. I'm like, what? How is that impossible? And so like they've got a platform where people are putting their data in, their name, their phone number, their food, but the platform they're using, the emails just go to like the Never Never Land. So your website, and then the third place would be social media. You can collect emails.
Awesome. Thank you. Dean, is that good? Did we get your questions answered?
But wait, there's more.
They're answered. When we come back to the end, I just wanted to ask him, with all the restaurants that you see, is there a common tech stack that everybody's using? I mean, like Ovation Marquee.
Not really.
I'm just asking because I don't know.
No, they're not. The majority aren't. Majority of them don't know what a tech stack is.
That's all I got.
But the majority, if there was something that people had more than anything that I would consider tech stack, it would be online ordering nowadays. And there is a tech stack part of that. And then I would say loyalty after that. And we do see a lot of restaurants using, products like Toast Loyalty, our system, things like that.
Hey,
Awesome.
Dean, apparently, according to the head shaking and thumbs down and rolling eyes of this group, definitely not MailChimp.
Definitely not MailChimp.
AOL chat and MailChimp is
not unless MailChimp wants to sponsor the Pineapple Perspective. Then there might be an opportunity to continue that relationship. MailChimp, if you're listening.
Am I saying
Adam,
things are Mercedes sideways?
Yes, Mercedes is sideways.
Okay.
There we go.
I was like tripping over there.
And just a reminder, if you're watching on LinkedIn, if you're watching on YouTube, please put a comment on YouTube. If you're on LinkedIn, please reshare the live stream. That way we get more people that know about the show. We want to grow the show, grow the community, more people up on stage, sharing, asking questions. Thank you, Troy. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, everybody that's up here sharing. Adam Foreman, our friend from London, Mr. Wi-Fi himself. Can you, who are you? What are you working on a Wednesday? And I guess share an email story or ask Matt a question. I mean, you do email. Can we hear you? I don't know.
Where'd it go?
Adam, can you? Yeah, we can hear you. Adam, I have a technical question. I consider you as one of our resident IT experts in this digital hospitality community, and you seem to have the biggest struggle with Riverside.
Really quickly, we cannot hear or see Adam. Okay.
You can't.
Gotcha. No. If you can still hear him, but anyway.
Can you hear him, Elizabeth? No? Oh, no one can hear you.
He's not even on stage right now for us.
You're not even. Go back and come back in.
You, Adam. Whoever starts playing games today.
Thank you, Adam, for the persistence. Let's go with Mr. Charlie Eblin, Single Tree Nation in the house. Congratulations on your ESPN show. For those that don't know, Single Tree Nation
Radio, baby,
is live on ESPN every Saturday morning. Congratulations on the distribution deal.
Every Saturday from 8 to 9 Central Standard Time. It's wonderful. I'm super excited. I had a great conversation with Toast yesterday about 2025. So we got some really cool stuff going with them. Hopefully we can get all that signed, sealed, and delivered pretty soon. And Shawn, you'll appreciate this. I just had I pulled up my email about an hour ago, and I just had my first big celebrity reach out to me. So Rodney Scott, the celebrity pitmaster out of the Carolinas, just reached out to me to be on my show. So that was pretty effing cool. And then we're getting ready to book Miss Shawn Weaver from or Fawn, not Shawn, Fawn Weaver from Uncle Nearest Distillery right here in Shelbyville, which is about 3 miles away from the farm, Single Tree Farm, where all of this started. So such an epic journey to rock and roll and kick ass and take names with. So yeah, pretty cool.
What, give us a Wi-Fi email story. Charlie Eblin email story.
Charlie Eblin email story.
Single Tree, are you guys sending out emails? I don't get your emails, and why am I not subscribed? I don't know.
That's a very good question. Why are you not subscribed to all things?
Where's your link? Where's the link? I need easy access. Where's the digital hospitality? Is Troy Hooper subscribed?
I'll tell you what.
Is Troy Hooper? He is.
Troy, I'm pretty sure is subscribed.
Troy, when was the last time you received an email from Single Tree Barbecue?
2 days ago.
Crickets.
Get back to you. Stand by.
Crickets.
Should have been. Actually, it should have been. Hold on, I'll tell you exactly. He got one Saturday morning.
Saturday morning.
Yeah, Saturday morning. So we sent out a coupon Saturday morning. Actually, we sent out multiple emails Saturday morning. If you haven't been in the restaurant in the last 90 days, we sent you an email. We sent you an email if you hadn't been here in 6 months, and then we sent out a coupon to everyone.
Hey, I'm subscribed. It says "Get fired up! A sizzling deal awaits you."
There you go. Yeah, 10 off 40, I believe, is what we did.
10 off of 40 or more. Order online now. Sir. Toast, powered by Toast from the borough. I got it by email. Yeah,
via email. And then what's cool about the email, my email story is this, and it actually happened with that offer. I had 3 different guests come in, and something cool that I thought was just an interesting fact, how much they pay attention. At the bottom, if you look at that coupon, Shawn, it'll tell you the expiration date. Can you tell me what the expiration date is on that coupon?
Mine's valid from January 4th, 2025 to January 4th. Oh, and 100 years later?
Of what year?
2125.
It's
100 year
valid
coupon.
for. It is a 100-year coupon. So I did that on purpose just to see if anybody would pay attention. And the 3 people that did pay attention and actually said something to me about it, I bought them a dessert for noticing, just for giggles and just to see if anybody would pay attention.
You're leaving Easter eggs in your emails?
And they paid attention. I like Easter eggs.
Charlie Eblin has enough time to leave Easter eggs in his emails. This is fantastic.
Charlie, I like the idea that your coupons can be passed on to future generations. That's great. Just put it in the will.
The great thing about it for me was it was when she goes, yeah, but it's 100 years from now. And I went, yeah, I want you to use the coupon. I didn't send it to you to not use it. I want you to use it. So if you don't use it today, fine. If you use it next month, fine. If I put a 29-day expiration date on it or a 1-year expiration date on it, then you're not going to use it. You'll forget about it. But the fact that you noticed that it had a 100-year expiration date is probably one of the reasons why you came in today. And she looked at me and she said, yeah, 100% why. That's, I just thought it was funny and I wanted to talk to somebody here about it. So
that's awesome.
It worked.
That's a great
something
story.
Little, and it's a small little thing in the very bottom of the email. You hardly notice it, but for those that notice it, it worked. It made me a couple $100 this weekend.
There you go. Charlie Eblin, love it. Adam, the Wi-Fi guy, are you able to quickly share who are you, what are you working on, and quickly tell us? I know you could probably give a TED talk on email and Wi-Fi, but give us high level.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear Verizon. Yes. We can hear you now.
How's the Wi-Fi there, Wi-Fi guy?
Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So, funny enough, I'm now plugged in. I'm not on the Wi-Fi. I don't know what Riverside does not like.
Adam, the plugged in guy.
Yeah, access points just here.
Well, it's working loud and clear. Go for it.
Good. Hi guys. I'm Adam. I'm the Wi-Fi guy. I currently I run, own, and operate a customer Wi-Fi platform collecting first-party data, trying to convince lots of people in America that you do need customer Wi-Fi and that there are dead spots in your restaurant, and a Dentro is not very good, and the splash page doesn't look very nice. So we're very much into helping customers, but not just with the customer Wi-Fi. So a little bit of history very quickly. I know you haven't got much time. I was in IT, left IT, became a nightclub promoter for 7 years because that's when I had hair. And I ran events in nightclubs in London for 7 years. And we built a database of 155,000 people. We had 1.5 million page impressions a month, which was awesome. My photo gallery is still there. I'll share that on It's Hilarious. All my friends getting very drunk before Facebook and Instagram. But so I have a bit of a marketing background, but then I went back into IT. And 4 years ago, we launched a Wi-Fi platform for the need of, we were reselling one and the one we were working with didn't work. So I built one because you can. So now we work with brands across the globe. We've got about 60 clients in the US. We've got about 50 across Europe. We've got about 30 in the Middle East, 20 in Canada, and about like 250, 300 in the UK, and growing. We're a big believer in connecting the Wi-Fi into other tools, like in the UK, like in the US, for example, Incentivio. So we use the Wi-Fi to convert into loyalty. So you shouldn't need your customer to have to sign up to another form to join your community. So we're a big believer, and probably Matt is too, in building that community. And so all of you here, really, it's about building community. So for me, we do a lot of work with our customers, not just for the Wi-Fi, but what are you doing with it? What are you doing with that data? Where's it going? We shed a tear when people mention MailChimp. And we try and plug them into the best of breed that's out there. We've got some cool platforms over here, and my platform plugs into people like Como. We do plug into MailChimp because there are some. Patronix, Incentivio, Pepper, which is over here, Clavio, Brevo, Airship, which is a UK-based system, and we want to plug into as much as possible. And my project at the moment is to plug into as many mobile apps, loyalty wallet platforms, so that we can really help customers check you in. So once you've come connected to the Wi-Fi, there's so much more you can do, right? And we get an average opt-in rate of about 75 to 80%. An interesting point for GDPR, because we have GDPR over here, a lot of the reservation companies are now pre-ticking the sign-up box over here and changing the words. But funny story for marketing. Obviously, we have access to a lot of data, and we work with a brand called Big Easy, really good smoke. Not as good as Shawn's, nowhere near, I promise you. But it's he flies the lobster over from Canada. He's got some nice mac and cheese.
Stop. You said he flies the logs from Canada?
Lobster.
No, lobster.
I thought he was flying wood in. I was like,
he probably would. He probably would. He can afford it. So he's got some really, really giant locations here, and they've been going for about 10 years or so. Some new locations here. And when we started to do we do some IT management with them. When we started to do the customer Wi-Fi, we got access to their platform, and they use me and you. Connect. So I logged in. I was like, this is amazing. 1.35 million email addresses. You must be making so much money. 1.35 million email addresses for the last 10 years. So they're feeding in the res data, obviously, other information. It's 10 years worth of, and bearing in mind, these restaurants are like 500-600 covers. They're huge. So they're not small print. So I said, look, I tell you what, I don't manage your network. I don't manage the CRM, but you know what? I'm gonna log in, and I'm gonna go have a look at your automation to see what you have, right? Because what's the biggest automation that Fishbowl first created when they originally started in the early days?
Birthday.
Right, exactly. And did they have a birthday reminder enabled?
Nope.
Nothing.
Nothing.
No birthday reminders, no welcome journey, no nothing. And they were sending maybe one email every other month. And the owner he's an older guy, doesn't understand marketing. So the first thing we did is put him in touch with one of our marketing people we work with. His social media, TikTok and Insta videos were horrific. And when you're looking at barbecue, you can really do some awesome video content. You don't have to be super plus, right? Because you have the tools there. So their content is a lot better. But yeah, no automations at all in any way, shape, or form. Another thing that we find really interesting when we're speaking to customers is, do you have a sign up on your website? Yeah, we might have a sign up on our website. Okay, great. What are you doing with it? Nothing. One of my colleagues signed up to 30 websites over here. On the website, he waited 7 weeks, got nothing.
Yep.
Nothing. Not even like a, hey, thanks for coming. In the UK, there's an awesome brand called Honest Burgers, and their marketing director, she's an absolute powerhouse. And they say basically give people $5 or £5 voucher for signing up. And their conversion and the money they make from that one-time use voucher is absolutely killing it for them. And that's just a pop-up on the website, which is unbelievable. So yeah, there's a lot that we try to make our customers do, or try to push our customers to do better stuff. I always found that email piece you mentioned when you send it, 10 a.m., 10 a.m. was always a good one for us when we were sending those emails out. But yeah, there's a lot, I think, of education that needs to be out there, and I think people are afraid because they think it's really hard.
Restaurants are like 10 years behind everything, maybe even 20 on some stuff. I do a weekly article. I don't know if you know this, Shawn, but I started doing it about 3 months ago for PMQ Magazine, the pizza magazine. I do an article every week. Yep. And this past week's that was published yesterday is called The Attention Audit. And it's a Google sheet that I created with 25 questions that you rank yourself on. And one of them is marketing automation, that if I go to your website and fill out a form, I should get a welcome email. Yep. If I, join your birthday club, I should get a text and an email. I should get a retargeting ad on Facebook. And so this audit that we put in there that ties in with last week's article about what's possible in your marketing is all based on, you want to grow your restaurant from, let's say, $500,000 to $700,000 in sales. Okay, it's $200,000 in sales. How many customers is that? How many are new? How many are frequent? How many are lost? And then what data do you have that's going to drive those sales? And when you got 1.3 million emails and you're not using it, that's a huge number for a brand, but it's pretty common in the US. Nobody uses the data.
Yeah, that's great.
I will say one little thing actually that you guys should look at. There's a new tool that's come out over here, and they've built a really clever tool that's plugging into more and more CRM platforms out there. And it's basically putting a JavaScript widget on your homepage of the restaurant website. And so when you're sending the email, it picks up, when you're sending your email, you're sending email and it encodes the user's like ID, for example, in each individual email. So when you're sending that birthday message, the actual code on the website gets rewritten. So you end up getting, hey, Matt, thanks for visiting your or there's a countdown for like 5 minutes to do your birthday stuff. Or some of the stuff they've done, which is really clever, where you're sending the email doesn't get open. So then they then push that message into a meta ad to target you on Meta. So there's some really clever stuff. It's called Guestwise. You should go check it out, guestwise.tech. It's a really good platform. They're not a CRM. They're more like an enabler for CRM and automation platforms, but they're doing live tracking as well. The challenge you have, obviously, like restaurants, when you've got booking widgets, these are the big challenges out there, right? So someone books a table. If they start your booking widget and they leave, you've lost them. So another product we're doing is this one, but I'll talk about that another time. But the tracking is really important, right? How do you convert that person? Do you know if they've actually been on the website to book? So that's something that's just been built over here, and definitely something to look at.
Great stuff, Adam. Appreciate it. Mercedes, Matt, can you talk? I want to make sure your mic is still
can you hear me?
enabled. Yeah. Troy, can you hear Matt?
Yeah, he sounds really quiet. That's all. His volume to me sounds low, but
I don't know. Stover or Mike?
Different volume. Hey Matt, look in Riverside on the top there. You might be able to adjust the.
Yeah, it says I'm all the way up. There we go.
Within Riverside. It might be in Riverside, not your mic.
Okay.
Good deal.
Hey, Shawn, one little housekeeping thing for the group, though. Everybody, if you just take your cursor off your mouse or your pad, highlight where your name is, the bubble where your name is, just below it. If you highlight and you click on that, you can. Some of us have our websites or our titles or what we do. Put that under there. Laura, put Dinova and Mercedes. Everybody, put your email or your website or your title or whatever. It's just good because this is going to live on forever. This gets posted after the live, and it'll be in the web forever. So people might want to know who you are.
Thank you, Troy. Appreciate that. Mercedes, go ahead. Welcome. Who are you? What are you working on? And tell us a Wi-Fi, I can't keep saying Wi-Fi because Adam, the Wi-Fi guy. Good branding. Email. Tell us an email story or ask. You can ask Matt a question. Thanks for being here. Go for it.
Y'all, can you hear me first?
We can.
Okay, thank God. We know how I am. So anyways, I was laughing this whole time, like internally, trying to keep it in because this is my big project for this year. So every year I take on like a introduction to the company project. So last year it was Yelp reservations, and it was Batch App, which was like bachelorette groups that book at like a preset price. This year it's email marketing because our restaurant group still does not have it. Surprisingly, we collect emails and we don't send emails. So it's just something where it's like we run a skeleton crew and nobody's really assigned to it.
Mercedes, can you tilt your camera just a little bit so we don't have we see half of your. A little bit better. Yeah, there we go. A little bit better framing. Better? Thank you. Yes. Okay. Awesome.
Okay. I was working, so I was like typing. Yep. So let me introduce myself first. Mercedes, coming at you from sunny San Diego, Director of Sales and Events for the Wood Group in Pacific Beach, a VP of Events for HSMAI San Diego chapter. But yeah, I am really big on just more touch points, and I think that now I'm like convincing. It's always like a convincing part where you just have to convince. I think you guys all kind of touched the nail on the head. It's like you have to convince restaurant people that there is money in it, or there's a way to actually get ROI on it. And so right now I was in the convincing part for like last year, and I think now I'm finally getting to it where we're going to do it. So I'm very excited. But I did have a question for Matt: is which platforms are most cost effective and also great to work with, and then what days best perform for email marketing?
So which platforms are best? So I'm a fan of having as much data in one place as possible. So number one, every restaurant should have a piece of software or at a basic level, a Google Sheet that has all of your customer information stored somewhere safely, so that if you lose access to, your MailChimp account or to your Constant Contact, that you have it somewhere. We use a tool called Zapier for a lot of the technology we use that's connected a lot of places that will take people from websites, from Constant Contact, from loyalty programs, from point of sale, and put it in one place. But there's a lot of tools out there. I mean, even Constant Contact at a basic level, depends what you're doing. If you're just sending basic emails and you're not looking for massive amounts of segmentation, then you're probably going to use something like a Constant Contact or like a MailChimp. But if you're looking at higher level, like our platform Driver, it segments the database. We use a tool called ManyChat also, which segments the database. We know if you're male or female, if you've a frequent customer, a lost customer, or you're a brand new customer, because messaging matters. And that's a big thing too, that matters, that if you send me an email, if I tell you when I opt into your marketing program and I tell your restaurant I've never been there before. So let's say Mercedes is running an ad in San Diego and I'm in town, or let's say I live there and I engage in that ad. And one of the questions you should ask me in getting my information is, how often do you dine at our restaurant? If I say never, I've never been, well, then my messaging I should get should be, Matt, we can't wait for your first visit. If I say I come all the time, we appreciate your loyalty. We can't wait to see you next time. So how complex of a marketing campaign you're going to build is what kind of tool you need. And so there's tools that get really, really, really deep into the complexity. And then there's things like Constant Contact where you can just have it to where your website, your point of sale, your social media feeds people into one place. So that's a big element there. And then days of the week, I have seen email campaigns work every single day of the week. The number one thing you got to think about, I keep this book on my desk by Alex Hormozy. He wrote it about 3 or 4 years ago. I keep it because of that subject line, that line right there. How to make offers so good, people feel stupid saying no. So any email will work any day of the week. It all depends on the targeting and what the call to action is. And so a lot of restaurants traditionally send emails either way too often or not at all. And then when they send emails, there's no thought process behind it. Like I get emails for restaurants for college night. Now, I have a daughter in college. Don't think I want to go hit on her friends. I don't think my wife would like it, but I get emails for college night. I get emails. My daughter was joking one time. She got an email for Kids Eat Free when she was like 19. Like, what is a college freshman going to do with Kids Eat Free? Like, didn't raise her that bad. So you got to understand who your customers are and have data segmentation, have marketing. But to answer the question, I've seen emails work every day of the week. It's more about when the time of the message and when your customers are going to open them. So if you have a really complex system, you could have emails going out to when people are more likely to open emails. But if you don't have that data, you have to look at your business and say, okay, time of the day is A1. So let's not do 6 a.m. Let's do 9:23 a.m. And now that I've got an early morning email that's going out that could impact my lunch, I'm going to look and see as close to proximity. So if it's something that's happening Saturday night at your restaurant you want to promote, you need to evaluate how many people do you need to drive, and is it important to hit that a bunch of times as you lead up to it, or can you do it once on Thursday? Because for me, you send me something on Monday for Saturday, a lot of shit happens between now and Saturday. You send me something for Thursday that's Saturday, I'm closer to the point of purchase and I'm going to remember it.
That's great. Great advice. Laura Wilbur, welcome. Who are you? What are you working on? And you got an email story or a question for Matt?
Thank you. Yes, this is such a great topic. I'm kind of conflicted about email, personally and professionally, because I'm one of those people that, I can't remember. I think Eric said, I get so much of my inbox on my personal email is kind of spam or things I'm not interested in. So I end up missing things that I am interested in. But I'll back up and let you know that my name is Laura. I too live in San Diego, and I'm in the business of showing up for my restaurant customers and bringing friends. And by friends, I mean 21 million expense account diners who are looking for great restaurants to eat at when they're traveling for business, when they're ordering catering to bring into their clients when they're traveling, and when they're booking private events. And I was thinking about something you said, Matt. I'm interested in finding out about the attention audit worksheet. I don't know if that's something that you can share.
Yeah.
But
I shared it in the chat on LinkedIn and on YouTube.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you. And I
Yeah.
think our company could benefit from taking a look at that. We offer something called Dine Assist, which is a concierge service that we offer for our corporate clients when they're looking for places to host a private event.
Yeah.
Not a lot of restaurants have private dining space, and it's really hard for our corporate clients when they're traveling into a city to figure out who does. Many of our clients do. We have about 25,000 restaurants that we're currently sending corporate diners to. And we have this concierge service, but we don't have anything automated at all. When people, fill out the questionnaire about how much space do you need for your event, how far away from your, the starting point does it need to be walking distance, or, are you willing to travel 10 miles? So if we had something saying, hey, thanks so much for, for filling this out. And then after the fact saying, where did you end up booking? Because what we do is we give the corporate clients 3 options, and then it's in their hands. And then they book directly with the restaurant. And we don't always hear, where they booked. So having some of these automated, email processes would be really helpful for our company. So I'm going to look into that further. And for me personally, LinkedIn used to be a great way to secure a meeting. And this was probably 5, 6 years ago. Now, I don't even send a direct message ever on LinkedIn because of how many times my restaurant partners have said, you would not believe the amount of, bots that are sending me LinkedIn emails on a kind of a series. And I think the same thing happens related to just email overall. There's just so much spam happening. So, Matt, I think your point about a message on Facebook, if you're targeting an independent operator, is brilliant because they can kind of vet you and make sure that you're a real person before they decide to engage with you.
That's awesome. Great
and
stuff,
then,
Laura.
And if you go to mattplapp.com, my blog post I call the puzzle, because I believe running a business is like this giant puzzle that never ends. You never find all the pieces. But if you go to day 270, it was later last week, earlier this week, there's a link to the attention. It's a Google sheet. You can request access to it, get access to it, and fill it out. It's any business. There's 25 ways you can get attention for your business. And what we find in the restaurant business, the average restaurant gets about a 20 on this audit out of 100. And so there's a lot of room to go up.
And one more thing I'll share that is working for anybody else that's maybe targeting like restaurant groups. So Dean, other salespeople that need to reach decision makers at companies, doesn't have to be a restaurant, but the contact us page on the business website will help you kind of cut through any type of spam filters. So you can at least reach somebody at the business if you start with the contact us page. And Matt, I'm wondering what your thoughts are, if any, related to that.
Yeah. I mean, any place you can get attention. Our number one place we also go to outside of Messenger is picking the phone up and calling people, having a valid conversation. And we also visit restaurants. My team gets out on the street, visits restaurants in person. We visit probably 1,500 to 2,000 restaurants a year in person, and walk in and experience the restaurants, see what they're doing. But I'll say this, if you're looking B2B, have what's called a VBR, have a valid business reason. I'm a business owner. We have, I don't know, 2,500 or so clients in our company. And so I get hit up by a lot of salespeople, and the majority have no valid business reason. I had a guy the other day told me how much he loved my book. I said, cool. What did you like the most about it? In an email. Cause I'll reply occasionally, just see what they say. Oh, well, I haven't read it. I haven't read it yet. I'm like, oh, well then call me when you read it. So like have a valid business reason, like reach out to people in a sincere way. I spoke 6 weeks ago in Las Vegas at an event. And there's 78 or so people that signed up for the CTA at the speech. I personally emailed every single one of them after the event, and I went through 10 plus and positive and negative things I found in their marketing. Yesterday, I hopped on a call with my director of sales of one of those restaurants, and he was blown away. He's like, I couldn't believe that the week after you spoke at this conference, I had opted in for the contest you guys were doing. I got an email from you. I laid out, hey, I see you've got the Facebook pixel on your website, but you're not running any ads currently. How come? Hey, I see that your email on your website is prevalent. It's there, but it's an @Gmail. You should have a branded email. And then I highlighted good and bad. So be sincere. It's not always about selling something, because not everybody needs what you're selling, but everybody needs a friend.
Yep. That's great stuff. Just a programming note on Friday, we're going to have Mike Nagy, who's one of the product managers at Google. So Google for Restaurants is doing a restaurant influencers event next week in New York City. Troy Hooper will be a guest. He will be a co-host with me. We have Zach Oates, who will be a co-host. We have Sterling Douglas from Shaquillle. So we've got a very exciting show on Friday. Please bring your questions about Google products. So Google Maps, Google Ads, YouTube. anything that we can get Mike Nagy to share, some of the stuff that they're going to be sharing from the event. But we're really excited. Thank you, Troy, for stepping up. I know Matt was invited as well, but unfortunately, scheduling conflicts, we won't see you in New York.
What days are you guys doing that? Is that Friday?
It's next Thursday
Yeah,
in New York.
Yeah, we'll be in DC, Florida for this week. If my daughter's national championships, the inauguration next week, and then we're
awesome.
Also, having our EOS, our 2-day annual retreat on Thursday and Friday. So I knew there was next week.
Some conflict, yeah. Well, please, for the community, please join us. It's going to be a great show, and bring your questions for Google. That's pretty awesome that Google is going to be stepping up to be a part of this Rising Tides call, and they're going to be putting on that event. So we want to know as much as we can give to them. But let's do tip, takeaway, homework, assignment. Troy Hooper, kick us off. All in on MailChimp.
Is
that the takeaway?
Not dead, and there's you got to play with different systems and processes, timings. To Matt's point though, just be genuine, be authentic, be the brand. Yep. It's okay that you're selling something, but give me some value. Make it worth my time to open it. I'll tell you, if I open an email or a DM or something and it's this long, forget it. Like, give me a blurb, give me some pretty pictures,
yes,
some color, give me some links. That's all I want, links. If you're interested in this, here's the link. If you want to know more about that, here's the link. Just send me to the right pages on your website. By the way, that's good for you and your, SEO. It's good for you and your analytics to say, oh, you know what? We put 3 different links in every email, and people are really clicking on this one thing that we do or offer. I just think that's a tip that everybody should think about. Be thoughtful about it.
And that also goes to any PR firms that are pitching clients to be on podcasts. Less is more. Less is more. Tell me, why should I care about this guest? How are they going to add value to whatever show we're pitching or whatever show we're doing for a client? Less is more. And send me the link to their Instagram account or their YouTube page or their website, whatever's the most relevant digital playground where they're storytelling. Let us know that. So enough with the 16 paragraphs about why we should care about this person. I will do my homework. That's just for
the community, just for fun. And this is really to encourage other people on the podcast thing. I think we have 31 or 32 episodes published. I told Shawn a couple days ago, we got our first PR firm solicitation for a CEO of a brand asking to come on to our show. That's never happened before. That was kind of cool. So, just encouragement. Look, it only takes 30 published episodes, 30 weeks of your life. And people are listening. People are paying attention. So
that's awesome. Congratulations, Troy. Elizabeth, tip, takeaway, homework assignment. Thank you, Matt, for hanging. We appreciate it. It's been an awesome conversation. Very valuable for anybody that's listening on the digital hospitality feed afterwards. Please join us. Please join the live show. Elizabeth, go for it.
Yeah, sure. One of my takeaways was when Matt was talking about strategically timing your email when they're the closest to making that decision. So like with the restaurants, don't make them hungry at 6 a.m. Make them hungry right before they're making that decision. But what does that look like if you put that in the clothes of your brand or your business? That timing can be a huge piece. And so anyway, I thought that was a great share. Back to you, Shawn.
Awesome. Thank you, Elizabeth. Eric Farrell, tip, takeaway, homework assignment.
Oh, Elizabeth took mine. I was going to say timing is targeting, but I'll also go with format. Format matters much less than value and the content of it. So tell stories, be a brand.
There you go. Awesome. Laura Wilbur, tip, takeaway, homework assignment.
My homework assignment is to find the attention audit worksheet and share it with our team. And thanks for being here for everybody. And one last thing, thank you for everyone who yesterday shared your word for the year with me. Matt, you may not have seen it, but I just asked everyone if they have a vision board or a word for the year. My word is light, and I'm committed to shining light on the great things my clients, colleagues, and friends like all of you are doing. Awesome. So thank you.
Matt, what's your word?
I've got a few of them. I haven't narrowed it down. The number one word I think I'm going with is you. I've actually got a space on my wall. I moved a bookshelf, and my wife and I are picking out a giant mirror this week to sit here because the person in that mirror is the reason things are going right or going wrong.
Awesome. Great. Adam, tip, takeaway, homework assignment.
If you are a restaurant and you're listening to this live stream, please turn on your birthday reminders. Please set up an automation for a welcome journey. and please communicate in nice ways with your customers. Don't leave those emails sitting there doing nothing. That's the homework for everyone else. For me, my homework is just to help my customers do better, and probably speak to Matt more.
Awesome. And just a quick reminder, we have lots of community channels. So we believe in digital playgrounds. We have a Slack channel for the Rising Tides community. If you want to join that Slack channel, send us an email at podcast@calibbq.media. We also have a LinkedIn DM channel. We have an Instagram channel. We want to support you, whatever you're creating, whatever content you're putting out into the world. This community will support you on all the platforms. Dean LeBay, tip, takeaway, homework assignment. Dean LeBay, you with us? There he is.
Yeah, Mom. Okay. No, the basic thing I heard Matt say is there's all this information out there, and it's the cost of inaction. Once you have that, you've got the information. If you don't use it, I mean, you're just pissing in the wind. So yeah, thanks, Matt.
Appreciate it. Matt, you get a chance for the final word. What's your takeaway? What's your homework assignment? What are your plans? Thank you for taking the time, man. We really appreciate it. You've been part of this community since Clubhouse. So thank you for whenever you find time. Matt's showed up not just on the LinkedIn lives, but Clubhouse and podcast. Are you still podcasting? How many shows do you guys have?
So I went to just one podcast every day. So I do a podcast every single day. No guests, just myself. It's between 2 to 15 minutes long. It's on, I think, episode 843 right now, something like that.
Awesome.
So
perfect. What's it called? What's it called so people can find it?
Restaurant Marketing Secrets by Matt.
Perfect.
It's on Spotify, iTunes, all that junk.
Perfect.
So my takeaway is, number one, my homework is a video image with a little play button on it, a little GIF action of something that we can use in all of our marketing. I think it's a genius idea. And one of my takeaways is just a reminder that everything we're doing on social media, like I don't know who mentioned, I think it was Troy, is rented. It's rented space. I had a restaurant recently, they didn't have a website. And I was like, what? Like, why don't you have a website? Oh, I got a Facebook page. I'm like, no, you don't. Facebook has a Facebook page with your name on it. And if they decide to block you or delete you or whatever, then you just lost it. So you have to own your audience's attention. Money follows attention. The proof of it is McDonald's is the #1 selling burger in the world. And it's not because it's the best burger. It's because they got the most FU money to tell people it's the best burger. And they got the most attention because they have the most money. So we don't have the most money. None of us probably do. Maybe Troy, but none of us have that money. And so you've got to go find your own attention. You can find it in your customers' phones. And email is a great way. Text message is a great way. Birthday. The biggest art that we've forgotten about is that this is a phone. Call your customers on their birthday. Have a conversation. Invite them in. Tell them thank you. But yeah, stop running your audience, because tomorrow that Facebook page, like TikTok, could go away real quick and you're screwed.
There it is. Matt Plapp, America's Best Restaurants Chief Energy Officer. Thank you, Troy. Thank you, Eric, Laura, Elizabeth, Dean, Adam, Mercedes, everyone that joined us. And thank you to the producers, Mike, Stover. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for working from behind the scenes. Friday, we're talking Google for restaurants. Please join the live show. If you guys want to learn more, betheshow.media/rising tides. Here's an email sign up now for you to get information of how you can join the audience or how you can actually join the live show. So we're always open for new topics, new ideas. Send us a message. And Matt Plapp, thank you very much for the time. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Great show.
See ya.
Great show, guys.
And we're out. Great job, Mike. Thank you. Good job, Dean. Persistence.
Your camera, Shawn, is ridiculous.
What do you mean?
Okay.